change during your attunement process? Because I know that we're supposed to have a healing time after the attunements. And as far as like sex and everything like that, how do you feel?
As far as what?
Sex.
Okay, yeah, I like the way you just casually feel about sex and everything. You just kind of threw that away. I almost didn't hear that. Okay. How do I feel about sex in regards to the attunements, you mean?
Right, because I understand that during your attunement, you're doing a lot of healing for your personal self. So if you're mixing energies with somebody else, I just wanted to know, is that, like, can that compromise or get in the way of what you need to do for yourself during your attunement process?
That's a really good question. And you know what? Out of all of the times that I have done this, I have not encountered that one yet. So I would say that in regards to sex, let's deal with that issue first. And I hope that you're in, I'm assuming that you're talking about you, right? Not a friend. Could you ask Sri Master if it's okay to, can we have sex during this? So the main thing is that hopefully you and your partner are harmonic. That's the main thing. If you're interchanging or exchanging energies with someone that has a lot of issues, baggage, disturbances, depression is a big thing amongst people, it might not be the best idea to engage in that kind of activity during the times of you calling in your attunements. If you guys are harmonious and everything is good, the wonderful thing about this particular modality is that it's like psilocybin. It's whole within itself. It doesn't require any exterior things to allow it to do its job. But at the same time, you don't want to thwart the process by engaging in, people taking attunements and then they go to the club after that. It's counterintuitive. And believe it or not, some people just think it's all good and do just that. So you don't have to become a monk, but it's important that you respect the energies, because the energies themselves are intelligent formulations of life that are reading you and they're interfacing with you. And if they see that you're not respecting the energy, you're not going to get the most out of what it is that it has to offer. The bottom line is, and this is applicable to everyone, the moment you call in your attunement out loud, the energy is already waiting for you to call it in. It's like Dracula. It's not going to come into your house unless you invite it. So when you call it in, it's going into your system and it's going to settle there. And it's going to process everything about your body and where it needs to go. It's going to seek out the deficits within you, and it's going to address those issues, and that's how it works. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hello, may I speak to Geeta?
Hello?
Yes, may I speak to Geeta?
Oh my God, am I hearing from the monster himself?
Yes, you are. How are you?
Oh my God.
You gonna be
Oh,
okay?
I've been so fraught.
Oh.
Yeah.
What time is it there right now?
Right now it's 7:45 in the morning to 7:45 in the morning. And
Okay. Is this a good time?
Hello?
Is this a good time to communicate for a little while?
Oh my God, am I hearing from the monster himself?
Yes, you are. This is Sri Master Gano calling.
Oh my God.
How are you this
I've
morning?
been so fraught.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no need to be worried anymore.
Right now it's 4:45 in the morning to 7:45 in the morning.
Okay.
And
Would you like to talk another time?
hello?
Yes.
Oh my God, am I hearing from the master himself?
Yes, this is I'm going to call you back another time, okay?
Oh, I've been so floored.
I'm going to call you back another time.
Yeah.
She's been fraud.
No, you don't understand. We're in a time loop. She said the same exact thing 3 times.
Don't freak me out.
I'm not trying to freak you out, but you're here as a witness.
Stop. I don't like that. That was
3 times in
scary.
a row.
She's actually scary. It sounded like a haunted movie.
It was almost like a recording. 3 times in a row, dude. You heard it. You were here as a witness. That's been happening to me.
Really?
Yeah.
This is scary.
There are a lot of people that are collectors of information. They go to workshops, they go to lectures, they're on YouTube absorbing a lot of the things that are on there. Then there are people, I was one of those people. I was a collector of divine energies. I would go anywhere on the planet and seek out shamans, high priests, and we would just bump into each other. And we would discuss. One of the things that I've learned, and I learned this from being in California, don't waste an opportunity to have a great relationship with someone who may be able to bring something of value into your life. When I talk to people, within the next couple of minutes, what do you do? What do you do for a living? Well, I do this, and then how can we cross-pollinate? So spiritually, that was something that I did for a long time. And I was one who didn't just learn, but I applied what I learned. A lot of people don't apply what they learn. They don't apply what they accumulate. They don't apply what they've been exposed to. As a result, it just sits dormant in your consciousness. And that's why a lot of people come into this life and they have distant memories of things that they've learned from other lifetimes, but they never really put it to use. So they gravitate towards something like this, and they have a vague familiarity with it. But at a certain point, it's important to, the Golden Chariot seminar was 14 hours long. How many notes did you take? Right. Go through your notes. Read your notes. Put into motion and application the things that you learn. Practice engaging with the sun. There were people, when we had breaks during that seminar, that immediately went outside and held the camera to their face and watched the sun change sizes. And those videos are right there on Facebook. There are people that have seen the sun change into a football, size of a football. Or Stewie's head from Family Guy, that size. So these people, if they didn't take what they learned and not challenge it, but embrace it into their life and organize it into the way that they live by interfacing with it consciously, they wouldn't have the end result of development. And that's what you do with it. So people who have Kundalini, I've activated quite a few people. And a lot of people take the activation, they experience the energy, they see, all of these things, and then they don't do anything with the modality. And that's okay too, it's your prerogative. Some people will buy a very expensive suit and never wear it. Just it's in their closet. It gives them a sense of comfort just knowing that they possess and own a suit. Spiritual teachings for a lot of people are just like that. They'll stay in the closet of your consciousness. So if you want to get the most out of it, and I've said this before, give yourself 5 minutes of Kundalini Reiki every day. I have a student that you guys are probably going to meet tomorrow, Maria Francis. And, we had a conversation recently, and she was sharing about, she's been very diligent with interfacing with this. The energy has gotten very strong with her to the extent to which when she does this with people and she applies this and gives it as a service, she's always able to get a divine message for her client. So the more you use it, the more it will flourish within you, and it will lead you to other things that will be add-ons to your consciousness. But it's important that you don't just sit on it. You want to use it, Most people that buy a Maserati, which goes for how much? $200,000, would you say? They drive the hell out of that thing. It's not just sitting in their driveway. So use what you have. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Jesse James Williams Jr. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Good to meet
My
you.
little sister.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get it right. Trey Master Gano Grills.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Great job.
I have degrees in theology, and I have been challenging her. Everything that you've been teaching her, I've been challenging her on. And today, after I did the aqua reiki last night, we were at the table eating, and I just started vibrating. And I'm vibrating now since I've been sitting here. But that was profound to me, but let me tell you something that was more profound. By me challenging her and her telling me, he's saying this, go to YouTube and look at this and look at that. And I started, I've been to 17 different denominations. I have a library, I study, I collect religious information, and I want to know, is this the truth, is that the truth? So what happened to me, I had looked at some of your teachings and she had told me something, and I'm downloading certain things, but I'm challenging it in my mind too, because this is not what I've been taught. So, and then I started praying for my ancestors and to show me, and started praying to show me the truth. Is this the truth? So what happened was, I was sitting down, eating some boiled eggs, and then I started choking because I guess I was thinking too hard. I wasn't checking the way I was, trying to eat my food. And I tried to run toward the sink, and all of a sudden, I got from here halfway to across there, and something hit me like lightning and knocked me down to the floor. And I realized I was laying on the floor on my side, just like that. And then they asked me, do you believe me now?
Wow.
I said, wow. And I told her, and ever since then, I've been downloading, staying up 24 hours. I say, what you think about this? What you think about that? And I tell you, you're profound, sir.
Well, that's a very powerful testimony, and thank you for having the courage to share that. One of the things that I can tell you is that your questions have been answered. You have a very brilliant mind that there's nothing wrong with you questioning things. There's nothing wrong with you evaluating things. There's nothing wrong with you challenging and measuring the things that you're coming across. We're all supposed to do that. But you want to be on the other side of that equation. And when something resonates in your core, in your solar plexus, you know when it's true or not. What you've been doing is you haven't gotten in tune with giving yourself the permission to believe the truth and validate it from within your own self. And eventually you want to get to a point where you could hear something and quickly discern whether or not it's truth or is it a fallacy. a lot of people don't allow themselves to build that muscle within their own consciousness. A lot of people relegate themselves to dolls, pendulums. These are good instruments to use in the beginning, but you don't want to become enslaved and handicapped by using an exterior instrument that you already have from within inside of you. When I talk to people, having spiritual gifts is a difficult thing, because a lot of people, they bring it in from the spiritual world before they're born, and then they want to turn it off. They get annoyed with the fact that they can feel what other people are feeling, or they can hear the dead speaking to them, or they can look into the sky and see the gods. They want to turn it off. You can't pick and choose when you're on and when you're off. So it's important, again, you have a repository of knowledge. You have a lot to choose from. And these are things that you've gone through all of the denominations as a review. This is not something that's new to you. You've done this in your last life, and you're just reviewing all of the things that you already know. And now you're back home. So now you could take it from where you are at this moment and move forward and take a quantum leap forward. Okay?